Hi guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to do makeup on mature skin. I'm starting off with just moisturizing the skin really well with a good moisturizer that I'm evenly distributing all over the face. It is really important to do so. And then I'm taking my primer, which is the Fit Me primer, and applying a very even thin layer all over the face. Thin layers are important if you want your makeup to stay for longer. Then I'm going in with a color corrector. I am just making sure that I apply very little product. More of the concealer and more of the liquid products should be covering the mature skin rather than powder products. We have to use very few powder products. So skin के लिए सबसे best है to put liquid products because it's mature skin. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm just spreading it out and distributing the concealer evenly over the areas where I feel correction is required. And post that, I'm just going to make sure that the entire base is even and in thin layers. Blending it out is equally important. You just have to keep blending till you're satisfied that the blending is done proper. Like you see here, the product should not be sitting on the face like too much, so that's why blending it importantly, in all the areas, is very important. Post which we're going to move into applying foundation. I'm using the Fit Me foundation here and taking a very thin layer and starting to stamp it on the face. You can see that I'm really working the product into the face. That's what I am doing, and it's just continuous stapling motion that I am following here to make sure that the face is evenly coated and there is no, like, one place doesn't have too much of product sitting. So you have to, so making sure that the product is evenly distributed is the first thing to a long lasting and a beautiful base. Next up, I'm using a highlighting corrector, just a little, to just highlight the high points of the face, like under the eye, on the forehead, nose, in lips, and on the chin, and making sure that I blend this out quickly. Blending this out quickly will make sure that the product doesn't dry out in one place and leaves it patchy. So that's what I am doing here, blending it really well with right amount of pressure. Pressure is really important when you're blending out cream products, because if you blend out too much, it'll get gray. Then I'm going in with a cream blush, just making sure that it's nicely applied on the apple of the cheeks, because that is important, that again, not leaving too much of a, what do you call it, stamp on the face, so that it's very difficult to blend it. So starting with lesser product, then going in with a cream contour. I use the slightest of cream contour because cream contours usually are a little harder to blend, so using the lightest of amount to just give some dimension to the face, and that's what I'm doing over here. After which I move on to the eyes. I start with concealing the eyes, and for that I use the highlighting shade, and then I start with a shade that is going to complement the outfit that my client is going to wear. So here I am just making sure that the eyebrows are lifted and I get enough area for the eyeshadows to completely play in. So I'm doing with both the sides simultaneously, so that there's equal, the products are equally put and they look similar. So it's better to do that side by side. So that's what I'm doing here. Then I'm kind of darkening the creases, because that's going to give a definition to the eyes. So I'm taking a darker color and just making sure that the crease is nice and visible, and blending it out thoroughly. Blending is key, always in makeup. There's no other rule than just blending really nicely. Then I'm going in with the glitter in very sparse areas, like not making a thick layer of it. In very sparse areas, I'm using the glitter so that the eyes complement the look, and not doing it too much because she did not want much of glittery eye and too much of shiny eyes. So I just kept it very subtle with just one coat of that, and then I went on and I smudged the glitter and the matte shadows together, which is an important step. Then I'm doing the same thing over the lash line. I'm using the same colors that I used up and just doing that in the lash line completely, because the client did not want kajal again. Now I'm starting to powder the face. Now for which I'm using very thin layers of powder. It You can see that I am not applying too much of product at once. Slowly I'm just going to powder the whole face. Even if you apply too much, you can always take it and correct it by not taking the powder again on the puff and just spreading it out. Now I'm taking MAC blush and I'm just putting it over the cheeks, because that's what is going to bring out the color that was underneath of the blush. So just going on in a stamping motion in very gentle strokes, because that's what is important. After which I'm just doing the blending. I'm just making sure that the whole face is coming together, and that's what I'm doing on the whole face here. Then after which I'm just going to take the brush and make sure that all the products are mixed together well. And yeah, that's what I am doing here. Moving on to the eyebrows, I don't do much for the eyebrows for the clients, because I feel that if you do the eyebrows too much, it just overshadows the whole look. So just taking a pomade and a spoolie, I'm just like, slightly winging the eyebrows out, not too much, brushing them in very gentle strokes and just filling them up. No setting them or no harsh where they look harsh. That's it. I'm even done with the eyebrows. Moving on to the lips, I'm using this MAC lipstick, which the client was really wanting a very subtle color. So I just took a brush and lipstick on the brush and just started to outline the lips and making sure that the client's requirements are met. I just chose a very subtle color and I'm just filling the lips in with that. Now, lipstick is one of the toughest things to put very precisely, so you have to make sure that the lips stay put. Then I am putting the gloss. The client wanted it to be shiny and nice. Moving on to the eyelashes. Now my client was a little scared when it came to the eyelash curler, but we did a pretty distinct job. And just taking a mascara from Simply Nam. Then we moved and we just did the lashes. Again, lashes is one of the trickiest parts. My client did not want any sort of false lashes or anything to be put, so I had to do the game with mascara. So that's what I'm doing here, putting it in an even coat. And then moving on to the highlighter, I'm just taking this highlighter from Fenty and in a C shape putting it very lightly over her face. She did not want too much of a bling and too much out there kind of a look, so taking a very subtle touch and putting it over just the high points of the face, avoiding the areas where there's texture on the skin. I'm just highlighting the high points of the face. It seems to be pretty okay. Then moving on to the final touches, like now my client has changed into her outfit, just making sure that she wears her jewelry and get her ready completely. And we're going to just do some more lighting, and this is how the final results look. I'm really happy with this look. Like in Mature Skin, I haven't given much of powder but base products. Hope you all enjoyed this. Like, share, comment and subscribe.